Welcome home. This is the Irish Roots Cafe, where every day's a holiday and there's always room for one more. Today we're in our mobile, and we've traveled up to Weston, Missouri, and we're visiting with Terry Kast, and we're going to find out a little bit about her past that she guards secretly. And then we're going to find out a lot about a whiskey cowgirl and what that's all about and how she came to be here. And wait, what about those Louisville roots? I don't know. Now, Terry, can you tell us, when did you first start getting interested in Celtic things, and how did you arrive? How did you grow up, and how did you arrive in Weston to start up a very unique Celtic shop?
It's a long and winding road, Mike.
Yes, it is.
I grew up with a mother who thought being Irish was the greatest thing in the world. So she'd always say, when I go to Ireland. So finally, when my youngest turned 18, I took her to Ireland, my dad. Excuse me. And I fell in love with it. So I started thinking, how can I get to Ireland? So I started buying a few things and reselling them at work. And then eventually my husband said, I don't want to load and unload this trailer. So we bought this little spot up in Weston. So
What was your work before this?
Before this, I was in sales. I was in advertising sales, which has helped me not waste any money on advertising in the wrong way.
Hey, how about you? You said your mother sort of let you know you were Irish. What was her maiden name?
My mother was a Reardon.
Ah, the Reardons.
And her mother was a Mullins.
Ah, yes, yes.
And
Any other Irish names?
Hart.
Hart, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brennan.
Oh, you're loaded then. I thought might have more than you, but you got just as much.
I'm particularly proud of the Brennans because they were frequently the murderers and things along the roads.
Horse thieves. Now, you said you had this Irish mother and all these other Irish names in your background. Now, could you tell me how you came? And that was in Louisville?
Louisville, yes.
Louisville.
Please.
Yes, I know. We go to the Louisville Irish Fest each year now for the last 5 years, I think.
And you know that the Louisville, it's so green and kind of hilly. It kind of, every time I drive in there, it kind of reminds me of Ireland.
Yeah.
And when my great grandmother came in, she was actually a nanny for the people that own the distillery. So it all comes back around to the whiskey. And of course, then my grandfathers and uncles were all policemen. So we'd all hear the stories of how they would vote twice so the Democrat would get in. So
Well,
they were policemen. Come on.
Now, did they run you out of Louisville and you come up to KC, or how'd that happen?
Oh, my dad got a job in St. Louis and then got transferred to Kansas City. So in the second grade or so, came up to Kansas City, and been here most of my life, other than when jobs have taken me out of town. But
Well, now, what got you to
Kansas City's home.
Now, Kansas City's just about, what, 30 minutes away, maybe?
Yeah, it's about 35 minutes from downtown. So 50 minutes from like Lee Summit. Weston's always voted the best day trip. So
Yes.
it is a place where people still browse. People don't really browse and shop anymore. They got to go in the strip mall and they come back out. So we're lucky and fortunate here in Weston that a lot of the people that come in here don't even know there's an Irish store here. So we get a whole clientele, a new clientele on a regular basis, in addition to all the Irish people in the Kansas City area. So
Yes, it's a regular stop. Everybody knows about it now. So did you move from Kansas City to Weston to get a farm, or did you already have a...
I have 4 horses, so
Yes.
hence the Celtic Ranch.
Yes.
The Celts were really kind of a horse culture, so horses were really revered, and I somehow have not lost that in my spirit. So when I walked into this building, I know it just sounds kind of silly, but it just seemed like it would fit
Yes.
the feel that I get about being Irish and being Celtic. I mean, they were really the original caretakers of the earth. So a lot of my things are very old, and I have trees around, and so that's kind of my take of being Celtic and Irish.
Hey, the trees, they were very important.
They were.
Yes.
They were the center.
That was a
of the-
symbol. Each tree meant something.
Right.
And
Each clan had their own tree, and if someone the worst thing you could do was cut their tree down. It took away their power. So I just think trees are incredible.
That's
Not really a tree hugger, but I'm a tree lover.
I'll buy that. So you came up here, you saw the shop, you found the space, it was great, and it's very unique. You have a unique selection, and just lately, we do some Irish singing upstairs every now and then.
Absolutely, Shanos.
Yes, and dancing, and now you've got the latest thing you just put in is this little whiskey snug. Is that right?
Snug, yeah. A snug being a kind of like a bar where people can't see you in it. So, like the priest or the little lady that didn't want anybody to know she was drinking would go into a snug where they have frosted windows. Well, this is in the back of our store. So they come in. A lot of times the men make a beeline for here, and they're back in here while their wives are shopping. And then we have adventurous cowgirl types who also like whiskey. So
Adventure. Where would you find one of them?
I'm constantly on the lookout for one of those, a kindred spirit. So we really like it in here. When you go into even a lot of bars, but a lot of the liquor stores, they'll have 3 or 4 choices on Irish whiskey. When we have over 50, almost 60 labels of different kinds of Irish whiskey that you can get. And then what happened is that's all I was going to carry because I went to Jameson and I found out that the Irish invented whiskey because we're brilliant. And I thought, what could be more Irish than whiskey? So I brought that in. Well, then what happened is Scottish people came in. They said, hey, you're the Celtic Ranch. Scots are Celts too. We need Scotch. So then we started bringing in single malts, Scottish single malts. And she said we probably have 100 different single malt scotches that we have. And when you go into a liquor store, you just don't see those because they are too busy, in their defense, of keeping up a Captain Morgan and Crown Royal and all those things. So we kind of fit our niche in the kind of the unique market, and we've ventured into unique bourbons now as well.
I'm glad to hear that. We Americans need attention too.
Well, I was born in Louisville. I was born right next to Bourbon County, Kentucky. There's no excuse, but I prefer. There aren't a lot of bourbons I like. I prefer ryes actually. If I got to go American. So.
Yeah. Well, now when you were back in Louisville, did you go to the races? It gives you some more of that horse Celtic ranch.
One of my cousin's best friends ran one of the receiving barns, so we actually got on the back track back there by the ABC News camera and have watched it. So, but my dad grew up betting and taught me how to bet and how to read a racing form. So I haven't missed any of the Kentucky necessities that a cowgirl should have.
Oh boy, that's good. And if it wasn't for that, you might not have been a Celtic Ranch.
I might not. My mother called me her Irish child. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but I'm the one that seems to care. So I'm not going to change that.
That's good. Well, what have you found anything interesting about the years? How many years have you been here?
Going on 14.
14 years. Anything surprised you over those 14 years?
Can't really say.
You can't talk about it if you did.
14 years of change. Let's see. I would say that you don't have to be Irish to like the quality that comes out of Ireland. So since we do get other people, they'll fall in love with the sweaters that are made in Ireland. That'll last a lifetime. The hats. So you don't need to be Irish to know good quality or to drink Irish whiskey. None of those things are. The Irish have done a good job and they do things well. They're not into being quick. If anybody knows the Irish, talk about Irish time. They're not into quick, but they are into good.
Yes, that's excellent. And you also got some. You also sang a song once or twice upstairs when we could coax you into it.
Which one was it?
Well, you did My Old Kentucky Home, and then you did I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow.
The one that I know the most, if you're gonna start on the singing thing, is called "Riding Down the Canyon."
Ooh, how's that go?
That goes, riding down the canyon to watch the sun go down. A picture that no artist e'er could paint. After that, I'm kind of lost.
And where'd you pick that up? Well, that sounds like it come from Kentucky.
When I was a kid, I used to be a trick writer. I have these little pictures over here on the wall of me hanging upside down.
Oh, that's you.
Yes, I only do that accidentally now. But I did that on purpose.
Or really late at night.
Yes. Or
Oh my
too much
gosh,
whiskey
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I was a trick writer.
Goodness. Did you ever look at Annie Oakley stuff?
She was. I could outrode Annie Oakley.
I seen her standing on her head on the saddle. I mean, she's amazing. And,
I actually did quite a bit more than that, but I didn't shoot a 6-shooter like Annie Oakley, so she's got me beat. I'm more into knives.
I mean, she said, she says that when somebody throws a coin up in the air and I hit it with my rifle shot, they say, boy, isn't she a lucky? And then when a man does it, they call him, boy, he's an expert shooter.
Well, that's kind of a play on all of life, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. Well, I think you ought to, I think you ought to blow up some big pictures of you doing a few things. Just,
I can still point my toe.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yes, we could have some reenactments. Well, there's something I didn't know you did that. That's amazing. How old were you in those shots?
I was 14. That was at the old American Royal, the Hale building.
Yes.
That was a little half Arabian, half Welsh pony. So.
I'll be doggone. That's interesting. What else you got hidden in your history?
I was Kansas City rodeo queen. That was my early days. I had 2 national champion paint horses, so I really am a cowgirl.
About what year was that?
Oh, 75, 76. Yeah, so that's why I don't talk about it much.
Yeah.
That was a quarter of a century ago.
That's pretty darn interesting. Yeah, I think you should capitalize on that and put a couple of real big blow-up pictures of you. And don't tell them who it is. Just let people walk by and comment.
Yeah,
and they'll go around.
I'll tell you, you can still tell that's my face. But if people ask me if I ride, I always say, yes, I do.
Do I ride?
Really, I wasn't even going to have that in here. My son thought that was just so cool.
Oh, I think it's cool too. Yeah, it adds just a whole another layer of
it seems a little narcissistic to me, so that's why I don't really bring it up. So.
I understand that, but when if you don't bring it up, who will? Some guy wanders into your shop one day, starts interviewing you, and that's it. I mean,
here's my big chance. I'm going to bring it up.
I think you should have something to do with horses in Ireland, a big picture of it, and then next to it, a picture of you doing something on the horse, and maybe a little blurb on the horse and trees in Ireland. And,
I probably should do that. I know that the first time I went to Ireland and I rode horses on the beach, because I read my diary, I just thought I had died and gone to heaven. It was like the pinnacle of my life. I'm in Ireland, I'm riding a horse on the beach. We went galloping. They're like, "Go ahead, gallop on down the way." It's a big old thoroughbred mare. It was incredible.
Now, what's this whiskey cowgirl thing you keep?
Well, I love whiskey. I read all about it. People come in here, and especially since they have not seen a lot of these whiskeys, they look like a deer in the headlight a lot of times. And they just want a lot of times go get Jameson or same thing they've always had. So I started learning more about the whiskeys, and we started sharing the whiskeys with people so they can buy something that they're actually going to like. So it just kind of required me to start knowing what I was talking about. So we started doing whiskey tastings, and then we have Facebook, so we started doing little videos to share information, especially because right now there's so much stuff coming out of Ireland. I mean, a ton of stuff. At one time there were 3 distilleries, and they think by 2020 there'll be 20 distilleries. So there's just new, every month there's 1 or 2 new Irish whiskeys coming out. So, and some of them are really good. Everybody's like, well, I like Jameson. Well, yes, but you can date someone else one night and have that drink. It's okay. Jameson won't get jealous.
That's right. A little experimentation might, improve things.
Something different. It's a different conversation that you can have. So,
do you have people come in and you let them have a little private party back here in the Snug?
We actually have a Snug membership, and once a month we have a speakeasy event. And if you're a member of the Snug, you get invited. If you come, we give you the password. We typically have a manufacturer or something comes in and they share their whiskey, and we talk about it. We have mixed drinks. We do some sort of game. Somebody wins a top shelf bottle of Irish whiskey or scotch that evening. So, yes, and all of those people can rent the room. So.
Very good. And it's a small place, so it'd be a nice little...
It's a Snug.
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be. It's a Snug. And what's your what do you have a secret to success? I mean, what personality trait or philosophy lets you survive?
Well, my philosophy is if you feed your spirit, all things around you will grow. So this is the spirit basically of who we are, what we like, and so we share that with our customers, and hopefully that's what they feel like. Now, when it comes to whiskey, my philosophy is whiskey is liquid sunshine. So the sun doesn't shine much in Ireland, so they just drink it.
That's right, and it all evens out in the end.
Yes, and they all of a sudden they feel better. The world seems like a nicer place with just a little whiskey. So.
Have you got a favorite county in Ireland?
Well, Sligo, and I know a lot of people say Sligo is the armpit of Ireland, but I like Sligo.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Well, good. I just was hanging out with the wrong
That's
people.
what I'm thinking. Who in the world are you hanging out with?
If I'm going to be to the west of Ireland, I'm going to go into Galway or Sligo in that area, Donegal. I like that area of Ireland. And my Michael Patrick Reardon that came over, he came from Galway. So found out I've got a little bit of Viking in me. So when we did the blood test, so apparently I'm not only am I Irish, I'm an invader. So, but you know that saying, more Irish than the Irish themselves, really, my understanding had to do with the invaders, because they would come in, they would love Ireland so much that they would really espouse being Irish as much as the Irish.
Yes.
People.
Well, and then they fought off new invaders.
Yes, absolutely.
So the old invaders fought off the new invaders. It's hard to tell what side people were on.
That's the way of life, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's just, it's fun. If you had to, do you want to invite the world in here, when they're in the area? What do you think?
Absolutely. Weston is 10 minutes from the airport. It's
KCI.
On your way, right, KCI Airport, I'm sorry. And it's on your way to Nebraska. We get a lot of Nebraska, Iowa people come in here, as well as Kansas City people. But, come in. We've got really traditional things. I'm really into trying to find things that is made in Ireland and is very much the tradition, but not really shamrocks and leprechauns, more like their sweaters and handmade bowls from Ireland. More, and I don't even carry porcelain. I do more like the wood bowls that were made.
Yes,
we have
yes.
trees that line the store, and then we have the whiskey snug, so we can keep just about everybody happy. And where else can you come? Well, the world might catch on to this, Mike. I'm telling
Yes.
you. Where else can you come and grab a beer and drink it while you're shopping? I'm just saying.
That's right. It's a rare
Totally
thing.
new concept. Everybody's happy.
It's like the old country store.
Absolutely. There are, within these walls, there are not a lot of rules, except that you're supposed to have fun.
Yes, I like that. That should bring people in. So you're close to Kansas City. You're right, just not far away from the airport at all, the big airport, if you fly into town. And you got McCormick Distillery.
We do.
And a lot of small shops.
90 and B's. We have a historic hotel. At one time, Kansas City, St. Joe, and Weston were all the same size. And the hotel here in town was actually where they interviewed the Pony Express riders when that started. They all had them come to the hotel here in Weston. So it's just really, the river diverged and left Weston, and Weston didn't grow in Kansas City. And of course,
it was a big question mark on what city was going to come through. And
right.
Kansas City, just by the luck of the draw, and a few businessmen that put their heads together. You've recently become, shall we say, president of something?
I am president of the North American Celtic Buyers Association. I'm president of the board of directors.
So it's not just the town of Weston. You're the president of North America.
Yes.
Hey, how about
that's not a problem.
How about your webpage?
We have a great website. I mean, it's really impressive. We actually sell on Amazon. We're a 5-star seller on Amazon, so we sell about $16,000 on there a month. So
good gosh, how'd you do that?
Well, you know what I sell on there? Unbelievable. I sell, varies on a teeter-totter, but that's a small part. I sell men's clothing. That's what we sell. Men's vests and shirts. And, men don't like to shop. So if they can find a shortcut where they can get their shirt and get back to their ball game or
exactly
their passion or whatever, They don't care. In fact, they'd rather pay more, just get exactly what they want and be done with it.
What's your ID on YouTube or Amazon?
Celtic Ranch.
Oh, you are under
Yeah,
Celtic Ranch.
Celtic
Okay.
Ranch, right.
Well, that's one more way anybody watching can
Absolutely.
tune in from anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, and get in and find some traditional Irish clothing that we are proud to represent.
Yes, you have a unique selection. I always enjoy it. I always meet me in Weston is what I say. And
Yes, please meet him in Weston. Come to Weston.
And we'll invite you all to the next Pony Express reenactment. We'll have little maps on pieces of paper that shows you where the thing went, and a picture of a couple of the boys who rode the horses. Maybe I think that would be great, and a commemorative
awesome.
little booklet.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Absolution.
Absolutely.
I thought you're talking about horses.
No,
Yeah.
I got confused there for a minute.
That's it.
And if somebody comes in and they tell them that they saw me on there and learned about our shop, I will be happy to share some Irish whiskey with them.
All right.
All they have to do is mention that.
That's it.
I'm going to be looking. I'm going to have to buy more whiskey.
I love it. We'll give you the last 60 seconds if you've got anything left.
If you come to Weston, we promise you will see unique things. We're always happy that you're here, and we're open 7 days a week. So we're painfully waiting for you to come and see us. So I hope you do. We can fill your belly, or we can put some clothes on you, or provide a gift for Grandma. So come on in.
Thanks a lot, Terry. This has been great. We've been with Terry Kast at the Celtic Ranch, the most unique Irish shop that I've ever been in, I think, as far as having a whole different philosophy that ties it all together. So we hope you come on down, and if you come down, tell Terry you heard us on the Irish Roots Cafe, and she'll give you a shot.
I'll give you a shot. A whiskey, that is.
That's it. Thank you very much, Terry.